Cool game today, guys.
And we're on.
All right. Welcome to Vampires and Vitae. Thank you so much for joining us at our table. Like we normally do, we're going to pass it right over to Tyler to give us a little bit of background about what happened in our story last time.
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
This episode is sponsored by a Pepsi or Coke, depending on what our fans say. Sound off in
Depending
the
on your
comments.
taste
Yeah, right.
Are we a Coke family or a Pepsi family?
Yeah, right. Oh, well, I think you get a half and half split, right?
No.
Jack Daniels tastes better with Coke.
So does Fireball. So does every liquor.
Yeah. Well,
Doesn't Coke go good with everything?
McDonald's for sure.
It's Vegas.
They have Coke
You're damn
at
right.
McDonald's?
Coke goes good with it.
Why do you think the burgers are so fast?
Oh my god.
All right, last episode. We had...
Yes, voice of reason.
That close,
save
right?
us.
That close. We almost got a spit take. First, whoever spit takes first gets a free willpower point. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, right?
No, a lot more for a lot less.
Tyler, go ahead.
All right, last episode, we started off with a quiet morning/evening. Thank God.
True.
Everybody woke up, was able to tame the beast. Barnaby was good. I was good. Rose was good. Rusty had a little bit of an issue, but burnt a willpower. So, down to willpower, but we didn't have
Didn't
to.
wanna go there.
We didn't want to go there. And we didn't.
Got to get there.
After our morning rouse checks, Alister ended up bumping into Pierre and having a dick measuring contest with their guns.
A little bit.
A little
Yep.
bit.
I mean, I'm not going to say that didn't happen.
That
I
happened.
mean,
That's
that's
exactly
definitely
what
a-
it was. While that was happening, Rusty came across a drunken and disheveled Thistle Mountain pussy
Oh my god.
with
Ain't going nowhere.
with a mouth full
It's a
of
t-shirt.
catfish and an ass that won't quit.
Oh,
you know,
I mean, like, God, when she's sleeping, though,
like I reiterate, she was
very attractive.
attractive.
Until she,
In a moment.
Yep.
Anyways, we deboarded the plane, train. We don't have planes yet.
God, I've hurt you, haven't I? I have hurt you. It's my fault.
I flashed back to every travel we had for the past
it's my
3
fault.
years
Yeah.
have been
It was
aerial
me.
in nature.
Except for
I'm surprised we didn't show up on a fucking blimp.
Swifties fans, it was me.
Hi, I'm the
But we had a
problem.
little yellow submarine.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we deboarded the train. The Wright
Yes.
brothers have yet to exist yet, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, not yet.
Cool. They're like the early 1900s.
Yep.
In the Florida education system. Anyways, we all kind of went our little bit of a separate way. Alister talked to Rose a little bit about how he was a little bit scared of what Pierre might be bringing to the table. And then they went to a nunnery, met this very drunken, also disheveled nun this time. And Rose got a room. Alister tried to get a snack, bumped into a Giovanni. We're going to gloss over that. Not a big deal. Never going to show up again. Footnote in the history of this campaign.
It's not like a breadcrumb.
Meanwhile, Barnaby followed the to the Wiggle Pit, where
Oh my god.
Now that's the next T-shirt.
Yeah.
where he saw
Get bit in the Wiggle
he
Pit.
saw a ball of squirming little danger noodles. Talked to the biggest danger noodle, got bit by said danger noodle, almost died, and is now crawling back to the train.
At a high pace.
Yeah, it's like army crawling. Rusty met up with his old friend. They talked a little bit specifics about what Rusty's gonna be doing when he gets back home, and gonna yell at the guy that tried to screw him over.
Patty pie.
Patty pie. And
I like patty pie.
Alister decided to take a walk with Shove, the right-hand man to the conductor, and formed a little bit of an agreement that so long as they got to the west on time, Alister would help free him from his contract with the conductor. We're pretty much, I think, all about to head back to the train.
Yep.
That's what's going on. That's what's happening. Again, I cannot reiterate enough. She was great when she was sleeping, and that Giovanni will never return. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. One stop left.
Yeah, right. Before we go into the crazy. All right.
No, that's the whole
very
campaign,
much.
right? We just get to the west and we're done, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
it's a
We
one.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3-game one-shot, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. Mr. Collins. Sean, have you ever been to Texas?
Yes.
Yes.
Dallas.
Yeah, right. So there's not a lot to run into. It's flat when it comes to no place else.
Yeah.
Joshua trees, shrubs, and whatnot. You open your eyes and you don't know how long you've been crawling for, maybe stumbling. You got some scratches on you. You got some problems. In your head, you hear, "You must continue, or now we will die." You continue to crawl. Why do you push? Why do you try to get further than most men have gone?
Anything else better to do right now?
Just crawling.
If you can,
I had a free evening.
yeah, right, yeah. If you could hear a snake put his hands on his hips, you know,
Trying to get away from the tombstones.
you need to find better reasons. Who made you?
Are we asking specifically?
He's asking. This is in your head. You can feel the tattoo like coarse and or like as if like if you had a python on you. You have that feeling of like it being wrapped around you. It's not uncomfortable, but the squeezing on your body is
stress.
like it's not stressful, but it's like you can feel the live body of the snake underneath the ink.
A man I barely know.
Why did he make you? As you're continuing just to...
I feel like out of torment. I think out of anything. I don't think he made me for any specific reason that was going to be good for me. I don't think the intention was for me.
to release his pain.
Possibly.
Who made him?
I don't know. I don't know him that well.
You are different. So am I. Why do you think you were made in the first place? Not your master, but your line.
To do something great.
Is a much better reason to live. You live for time. It's a long time to be great.
Yeah.
That's the answer. All right, no problem.
I'm literally like dying right now.
Yeah, you are.
So-
The poison's still like soaking through your body.
Am I having an actual?
We think Vision Quest kind of feel.
Is it a verbal conversation that I'm having with him right now, or is it more all in the head?
Well, that's kind of up to you. Do you think the thoughts back to him, or do you say them out loud?
I don't think. Yeah, I think it's all in the head right now.
You think it's all
I
in
think
the
for
head?
this specific.
Yeah. I like think fever dream,
yeah.
Vision Quest kind of feel to it. As you go down another gully, that's like a dry riverbed. Nature continues to you wiggle like me. You have legs.
Sorry.
Perhaps you should use them.
Oh, shit.
Why do you not use them? By the way, you're practically paralyzed from the bite.
Everything burns. I can't move.
Poison.
Yeah, you're poison.
Useful tool. It's not useful now. No poison now. You feel a retraction from that firecrackers starting at the very tips of your fingers. As you kind of like bring yourself up to your, on your knees, like, you know what I mean? Like that encompassing when you're bit by a snake, what it is it thickens everything. like the blood starts to pool and to clot and clog all of your arteries. It just stops your ability to keep on moving. You feel that lessen. There's a moment that you scrape your tongue around your teeth and you catch one of your canines. A little bit longer than it used to be.
Great.
But there's an acrid sweetness to it.
Don't bite your tongue.
Yeah, right. There's an acrid sweetness to
I'm a
it,
gangrel. I'm just afraid I'm going to wig the fuck out every 2 seconds. So
right? But like, it's the taste of poison. There's as if maybe your fangs see something a little bit different now. As you, it's like when the Advil finally kicks after a hangover. When you finally get that first moment of relief, you're able to stand up. You have a general knowledge. You're still swaying a little bit. You start running, or you got an hour.
just like leaning forward and just letting
That
the wind
walk.
start to fucking take me forward.
That walk.
I was just picturing you doing the worm across the desert.
I overpronounce my S's when that's going down.
I mean, you have to now.
Slytherin. No,
It's so hot.
yeah, right, exactly. I can feel your mind. I do not know your history. But I can see whoever made your reaches for the word father is for the land. Do you want to protect the land?
Yeah.
From what? As you're continuously working forward.
I don't know yet. I just have this need to protect something.
Protection is good. I protect my family. They no longer need me. The West. How can one protect freedom?
Philosophical shit, man. I don't know.
I'm also a snake in your minds.
You're asking questions I don't know the answer to.
You're in there. You know what's going on.
Yeah,
If
you see.
you can't find answers, eventually kill you.
Well, maybe we can figure these answers out together.
That is a good idea. Because this poison, only antidote is truth.
But we're not going to have any more conversations if I don't get back to that train.
All right, as you're starting to
Yeah.
pick up and, there you go. Fantastic. Why don't we give me your resolve and your resilience? What the hell is that?
Fortitude? Do you have
Fortitude. Yeah. Do you have fortitude? You probably should.
I don't know if gangrels have
They
fortitude.
do. If not, it's going to be athletics.
Just not seeing it.
One of your disciplines.
Oh,
Yeah, fortitude's a discipline,
I have
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, unswayable mind or whatever that is.
So it's resolve and fortitude?
Yep. But add an extra dice as you feel like the snake flex around your arm.
I got one.
It's like which hand do you want the snake tattoo on? Is it right or left? Right. It's like it's too heavy. Like as you start to lumber forward and start into your cadence of a run, like the right hand's just heavier. It's like holding a 10-pound weight as you were. So that swing, you're just not used to that yet. You must learn how to use me, or I will only drag you down again, or we will die here. I will make sure of it and find another.
I just kind of tuck my arm in and kind of lead with the other side.
All right. Are you going to do anything to keep that arm tucked in? Are you going to
Do I have a belt on?
Yeah, you do.
I fucking like sling it.
Restriction is the path to enlightenment. Good. Roll again.
Same roll.
Yep.
Stick it in your shirt.
Are you adding that extra dice?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Well, yes, I did. One success again.
As like you're not used to trying to run with one arm slinged up, you fall into the dirt again.
Yeah.
Dust coming up. Failure.
Shut up. And I drop. I come up to a knee, and I'm like, "Let's do this together. Let's move." All this talk isn't getting us anywhere.
Understood. Right foot.
So I bring my right foot up.
Good. Left.
Bring my left foot up.
Continue. Roll one more time, and give one more point as it starts to strangle. The feeling is strangle. Take 1 point of non-aggravated damage. Add one more dice to your dice pool.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we'll do that.
You got Post-its up here.
Yeah, I'll take care of it in a second. 3.
There you go. There
knows how to
we
walk.
go. Yep, that motion, you can feel like your arm tucked in as you start, like larger steps than normal. You feel like a boost. 3 steps is like a high school champion when it comes to running. So that extra little bit of power you can feel in every spring of your heel as you kick off. You can feel the extra power going into it. There's a moment that you want to like rip off the thing to run properly. He goes, not yet. And you continue to run faster than you normally would, but we'll come right back to that moment.
Told this thing to shut the fuck up.
Good. Best thing you can do to voices in your head.
Assert
Don't be
dominance.
scared of your unswayable mind. I think it's a free action. You just
Right?
tell him to shut the fuck up.
Yep. No. He's yours, not the other way around. Until you,
No, of
well, you got to
course.
master him. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
You may be inside me, but I own you.
yeah.
If I die, you die.
All right, Mrs. Rose, the
Oh,
bath has
yes.
been beautiful.
Yes, it has. Resplendent, even.
Putting on the same dress, unfortunately, because you didn't bring anything with you.
Well, also, I put it on long enough to get off of the train. So
Right. The girls have done the best they could. They've beat it outside the window from outside.
yeah.
The chit chatter, in between them is always like a constant, beautiful reminder of what is, it's a calming sound. It's they almost do it as a wind chime for you.
Yeah, I liken it to, like there are people who like just can't sit in a quiet house.
Yeah.
I think that's the way that Rose is. And the girls supply that like radio noise in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something maybe you've asked for, something maybe you've just imposed a little bit of your will over, just to make sure that
Maybe in the
sounds-
beginning,
Right.
but I don't think I need to anymore. I think now it's just become part
A
of
natural
yeah.
piece. Well, your natural piece all of a sudden silences as you're getting, your curlers are now out of your hair. Your dress is finally done. You were fixing the buttons. They were stringing up your corset in the back. And the chit chat stops.
Well, turn around, girls.
They're all looking at the door. The door is closed.
There hasn't been a knock or anything? Not that I've heard. Okay. I'll just go over and I'll be like, oh, for heaven's sakes, girls, and I'll just open the door.
Way too close to the door. Like, like as if he was standing directly as the precipice had opened. A widow's peak that comes far too close to his eyebrows, all the way back. And a about 50-year-old man, obviously Italian, standing there. Mrs. Rose.
I'm sorry, I haven't had the pleasure.
You have not. I was wondering if you'd like to dine with me before you get back on your train.
It depends on what's on the menu.
I had prepared something special for us, if that's okay.
Oh, as long as there's no garlic, I have a bit of an allergy to it.
It is no garlic.
Fantastic.
But he's Italian.
Always.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Not today.
Continue.
He's not
More
real
rosemary
Italian.
than anything else. Yeah.
You do hear. Actually, why don't you give me a wits and awareness roll?
It's just a bowl of basil.
Yeah, right.
A little bit of olive oil.
So much olive oil.
So much.
Olive oil basil soup.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, actually, not oh dear. Okay. So
And
that's
actually, okay.
Hey,
2, 3.
you hear the first sounds of footsteps coming up, screaming up the hall. The echoes they go around this mostly empty area. You look over and you do see Joan like practically sprinting towards you, her small crucifix waving as she walks through. We've talked about this. Sorry, she's Hadish. We've talked about this.
Sister Joan, good to see you.
She like stands directly in front of you
Yeah.
and this new person.
Is she
Yeah.
facing me or is she facing?
She's facing him.
Okay. I'll like move so I can see around her.
Yeah. She like is like actively trying to be directly in front of you
Right.
and this person.
Yeah.
I believe that you're taking some liberties. You see just a dead stare, like he's not following her, he's just following you.
Well, I've just been invited for dinner. Why don't you join us?
She like reaches back and like turns to you. I mean, like you can take that gesture however you want, but the posturing is as if she's protecting you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think Rose gets that. I will address the stranger, and I'll say, on second thought, I do have a train to catch. Perhaps next time I'm through Amarillo.
I think that I'll find you earlier. I'll find you down the line.
Okay. I look forward to us having the opportunity to catch up.
You girls look terrified behind you.
Yeah.
There's something that is just shivered down their spine.
Okay.
You like Joan like
Can I
literally-
activate heightened senses?
Sure.
I don't think that's a rouse check. It's level 1.
Yeah, what are you looking to see?
Well, it just gives me an idea of the supernatural, I believe. That's what heightened senses gives me. Like if there's any spirits around, if there's anything unnatural, I suppose.
Yeah, you get
Let me just confirm that, but I'm pretty sure that's all it is. Aspects. Okay. Pretty sure that's what it
It
is.
lets you know about the spoopies.
Yeah. Essentially.
There's spoopies around.
What's a spoopy?
Spoopy things. Spoopy things go bump in the night.
Let you know if there is any garlic nearby.
Yes. Heightened senses. The vampire's senses sharpen to a preternatural degree, giving them the ability to see in pitch darkness, hear ultrasonic frequencies, and smell the fear of cowering prey.
no. What you pick up there is the smell of church incense coming off of the man, quite pungently. With your heightened senses, you know it's not just a cologne or anything. It's the burning of mirth.
Like true faith kind of situation?
It is. Don't have the ability. You don't have auspex, right?
Well, that's what that.
That was an auspex spell.
Yeah.
You get a weirdly demented version of it coming off of this person.
Okay. All right.
You do see a cross that's on him. It's slightly off kilter. It's not like a straight line. It's as if it's on a slight plane,
okay.
the one that connects it. All right. This is Rose. See you. And he walks over and you see like a, like, you know how when you walk into a church, they have those almost like, looks like a bird feeder full of like holy water? Mm-hmm. Well, this is an abbey, so they are on every floor. And he goes over and he starts washing his hands in the holy water. And immediately you smell the smell of burning and decrepit flesh as he's like burning his hands. And he rips like over his face and smears down. And you can see every single where his fingers touched. It streaks down his skin obviously burning him. He reforms all the burns that just were on him. I will be seeing you.
I am counting down the hours.
It was dinner, right?
Dinner, yes.
And he walks peacefully, puts his arms back into his sleeves, and walks back to his room.
And I will grab Sister Josephine by the arm and pull her in the room and close the door. And I'll be like, what was that about?
Well, you came to a place away from the Camarilla. It means we have to take all sorts that aren't connected.
Well, I mean, not being connected is kind of what I'm here for, but
It is at the point, who do you think is going to be in your company from now on?
I have met nobody like that guy so far.
His name is Cruz.
Cruz?
Yes, he's a Giovanni. Very strange. They actually believe in God.
I've heard of them.
I mean-
I've not met one. Well, until now, I suppose.
They're not all that bad, but this one is. He's a... I don't know what to call him. Maybe a rebel. Maybe a... He's not like the rest of them that I've seen. Probably one of the reasons he's here. But I suggest that we get the fuck out of here.
Yes, I do agree. Are you packed? Do you need help?
Well, I'm fine. She just pats her bonnet, and she's like, you can hear two bottles that are, cling-clinged.
I do love a lady that can travel light.
It's not exactly like I have a lot of fashion.
Oh, well.
Passes down to the...
There's no extra habit that you need to bring or anything? You're just the one and you're good, or?
God would tell us that the border ban is rich.
Yep. He sure will.
Okay. So let's get the fuck out of here before he eats our soul.
Yeah, a soul eater. Oh, okay. Well,
I
yes.
don't know what he can do, but
No, I don't. Apparently, I'll find out over dinner. So, yeah, let's get back to the trade. Your cot should have been added to.
at this point I'll sleep on the fucking floor. He's apparently got a really good idea.
If there's no cot, that may be the case. So,
Let's go. And she looks at the rest of your girls and is just like, I feel so out of place. Do you mind maybe when we get to the train, maybe I can get out of this thing? And I don't think that I'll...
you want to wear some of our clothes?
What I don't want to do is be caught by anyone currently that doesn't like nuns.
Sure. I mean, we can arrange something. I don't know that you will like a lot of what you see, but yeah, we have clothes.
All right. And she's like ushering you out. You do notice a level of strength when you come out of the door. She stands a sentry. You know what I mean? There's definitely she doesn't like this thing. She's forced to deal with this thing because of the nature of her particular business.
Right.
But she did stand in front of you, and she's currently wherever that guy went. She has a weird tracking on it, and she's obviously acting as a blocker this time being.
Okay, no problem. All right, and we'll just beeline it to the trade.
All right.
She's definitely going from a nun to a some.
She's doing something.
Right.
Jesus walked with whores and lepers.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
None can wear a thong.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In fact, she's the inventor of one. No. All right.
I'm just saying.
All right. Mr. Hayworth, as your fangs come out of a beautiful sleeping woman, one thing that you have done before you fed on this particular one, you opened the mouth, and
I give it.
nice, decently straight. You know what I mean? This was a time period that
C7 is a little.
Looking for the
you a dentist?
tombstones.
He's so into teeth.
is that one of your? Yep. If you're a Toreador, I'd make you pay for that. Yep. So it feels good. You don't have that sick feeling. You're she's gonna walk. She may be a horrible person. That's starting to dawn on you. What is beauty? Is beauty the internals of a person, or is it just a physical attraction, or what is that?
I don't know, man. Ask my stomach.
Yeah, right. This is a nice hotel.
That's my hunger points.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Ask my hunger points of beauty.
Yeah, right.
Skin
Nicer
deep.
than most. You know that you have about an hour left before you need to get to the train.
Okay, good. Shove if. if that's his name, I don't know.
I know, no,
I
it's
didn't
good.
fucking make his
I think
name.
it's great.
If there's nothing else to talk about, perhaps we would be remiss to get back on the train.
Oh, Mr. Hayworth, I think that's quite a good idea. Now that you've had a bit of a morning supper, what were your thoughts about removing that book from our conductor friend?
Well, as I said, he's going to. I've been thinking about it when I was neck deep in that.
Neck deep.
No, it's good.
It's been 3 years. I don't know. He's very.
I know,
all my
I know.
characters are weird.
If you keep on being that funny, I'm going to start calling you Alister.
I believe that the conductor is going to be pretty alert on this next leg of the race.
It is where most of the failures have happened.
And he keeps it close to him.
He does.
So I think our greatest window of opportunity would be when he finally has that moment of repose when we land in the West.
So you're saying to take the book when we finally get to the area that we need to be.
It's like tensing a muscle for hours on end. Once you have untensed it, it tends to stay untensed while it heals. I think he goes through a lot of power in order to get us there,
He has a connection to that train.
Which
That
means-
is for sure.
which means he will be tired.
He will be exhausted. We take 2 days and 2 nights when we finally get to the last stop.
I believe that is when we would have an opportunity to get your name out of the book. I also have a friend who owes me a life, so, logistically, I think I can make that work.
So you got your own name in your own book.
I do,
Seems
yeah.
Quite a leisure you're starting to make. You guys are like walking down this, by the way, beautiful, area. You can almost smell the new construction. Like,
I have a notebook that says Barnaby owes me 1 scotch, 1 life,
yeah,
1 couch.
yeah. Sure.
I got some scotch you can have.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we're down to 2.
Yep. Yep.
I'll just slip it in.
Yeah, but the smell of like at this point in the West, they wouldn't be curing their 2x4s. So like when you nail into a piece of like brand new wood, there's that smell of freshness. The sap seeking down, like the pine, you can almost smell in the air. So everything has been built in the last 2 years. I know that you were able to afford the train, which means that you really need to get there. What are your ideas as you're continuously walking down? You see different bars and whatnot for your new world that you want to make.
Well, there are cities already built, such as Boston, where I hail from, and it's getting harder to gain footing and influence and power in cities that have already been around for, as long as they have. They've been built. The empires are well on their way. And while it's not as bad as somewhere like Europe or France, where my people fight for centuries over acres, there is possibility that does not exist anywhere else in the world, I believe.
So you want to be your own man, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
I like
I
that.
spent 50 years essentially enslaved to my sire. I could not breathe or sleep without him knowing. And although I became respected amongst my peers, there was no action I could take that was not preordained.
He like literally gestures to himself, his ebony brilliance.
Yeah.
I
And-
think I understand what you're saying, so
And so I have a deep hatred for those that wish to own and control others. So I have no problem with getting you out of that book.
It's as you continue to walk down, getting closer and closer to the train station. Barnaby, this is when your carriage is starting to pull up.
Rusty.
Sorry. What'd I call you?
Barnaby.
Oh, sorry.
Wrong side of the table.
Yeah, right, yeah. Rusty, as you're...
Barnaby's busy right now.
yeah. Starting to pull up.
He's running.
Yeah, right. Everything has gone to plan, but you do see Alister and Mr. Shove walking together. And you can tell him to pull over if you like. We can go all the way to the
slow
train
up the
station.
carriage. Mr. Alister, would you care for a ride?
Oh, good evening. Yeah, yeah,
I have plenty of room in the carriage here.
yeah.
Sake. Come get me.
But you're busy.
Just a cloud of dust in the distance,
Yeah.
just as his body hits the floor.
It's like the road runner going through the desert, just a cloud of dust
Yeah.
coming up
Yeah.
behind him.
Just a silhouette of a man. Just
Running.
yes, there seem to be rapscallions out here. Let's get inside.
$6 million man slow motion run, going super fast.
Yeah, yeah. The sooner the better. I know we'll be shoving off soon, so that's fine with me, Mr. Shove.
Who was your partner here?
Oh, this is Shove. He is one of the main reasons we're able to get to the west as precisely as we are.
Pleasure, Mr. Shelton. Tip my hat.
First thing that you really notice is just that stark white snake skin, like the underbelly of a snake, perfectly crafted together. You can't imagine how expensive every strip of that would have been to cover a man of his size. Just hulking shoulders, and just the biggest white smile and huge white irises on his face. Well, what was your name? Rusty.
Yes, it's
Oh, you-
actually Walt
Oh.
Flannery, but
Miss-
friends call me Rusty.
I cannot wait to have that privilege then. So, Mr. Walt, for the time being.
That'll work. Thank you.
He starts to get into your carriage. There's a little hesitancy there. You know, this wouldn't be normal during this time period of the world. But then all of a sudden you see him pick up his ears, obviously look into a place. I'll have to take you back on that, but you gentlemen probably need to get back to the train. All of a sudden he tilts his shoulders and starts walking very, very directly into, you can hear the sound of a ruckus happening up close to the train.
My office is open anytime.
Oh, we will be talking, Mr. Hayworth.
All right, and then I do a little double tap on the cane.
Yeah, right.
Away.
Alister, your friend's a bit strange.
He's a good man. He, I think, is somebody that is interested in keeping us alive.
Well, and he sounds like a good friend to have.
I couldn't agree more.
As your carriage continues to walk on, you can see. Actually, why don't you both give me a wits and awareness roll?
Do it. I said, I mouthed it as he said it. I was like, it's going to be wits and awareness. Here we go.
That's how you see shit.
I'm all about that one. It's that resolve and fortitude shit I can't handle right now.
I need to really start metagaming because I had one character sheet where I had like 4 in each. And I was just like, I'm
Your
going to.
last character never had to roll.
Yeah, I know. That's why I only have 5 dice for this.
I got 3.
Oh my
4.
god.
4.
Ew.
Oh. More in dice jail.
This cane is really nice.
As you say that, you can see him fondling his cane and being like, I'm so glad I bought this.
You'd think it would scratch, but
It just doesn't.
There's no amalgam where
Gorgeous.
they
Yeah, I mean,
mix
it's
the gold with silver.
Yeah, it's also the black walnut of the cane. Beautiful piece.
He's giving a little side eye as I'm paying attention to what else is going
right,
on.
yeah. So,
The mahogany they tried to run me.
and you're getting quite close to where you know that the train's going to, the depot, the stop before the last stop. But you do see where Shove has gone down an alleyway. And you see like a guy you see the shattering glasses, 2 people crash through a window, and he's apparently going towards this ruckus.
Alister, look over there. Your friend Shove. He's in the mix over there.
Well, he seemed to have wanted to get into the mix, and I,
Right?
you know, if this cane were a baseball bat, I still don't think I would stand a chance. So
Goddamn
It is.
Ventura.
It is kind of thin.
He's like, he's such a good guy. He'll be all right.
sounds built like a brick house.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Oh, he's a bruiser, bro. He's a bruiser. As your attention does.
I have the utmost faith that he could take on like 10 men.
Yep. Yep. And you just see a row between Asian guy and a black guy that they're currently rolling back and forth. There's a fighting between these two camps currently happening as it continues to go down the pathway. You do see your good friend Rose. She is walking quite quickly, quicker than you've ever. I mean, just as like ungraceful and unflighty.
Are her shoes off? What is
Yeah, right. Yeah,
right.
So, yeah, right.
There's like a nun behind
Yeah,
you.
there's
Oh,
a nun
God,
behind
not
her.
the nun.
Yep.
She looks about 3 inches shorter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she's got her heels.
How dare you,
Yeah, right, yeah. As you do see Rose with a nun and tail.
Oh, yeah. It should warn you, Rusty. Apparently, Rose is really into nunneries.
I have met a strange bunch of friends.
This carriage passes you. You do get a glimpse of both.
Yeah.
These two gentlemen that are not stopping for her. That's fine.
We don't have enough room for 5 more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. The
Like,
dust gets
I
kicked up
tip
in your
my
face.
hat.
Yes.
Evening, I'll see you on the train.
Mr. Hayworth, Mr. Flannery.
Yeah, right. Just
Tip, cheerio.
See you shortly, ladies.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, right. You do see.
Do we see Barnaby coming
Yeah, I
in?
thought-
I was gonna
I'm
say,
waiting for it.
Where on earth is Mr. Collins?
Yeah, right. Philippa does like, it's like, honestly, I thought they were gentlemen.
Well, if does that make sense for this period? I think it does. If we are ever going to be taken seriously, then we must sometimes do as we must.
I'd agree, ladies.
Sometimes you gotta walk.
Fucking poetic, wasn't it?
ladies?
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
and you can see, you can see Joan, like she just lifts up her tits and like tights a little bit more and starts going. Like,
Sister
she's
Joan.
making them to it. I mean, like, yeah.
I'm also not really sure about inviting a nun
You don't
onto the carriage.
You haven't had any of that conversation yet.
Right,
Yeah.
so I don't know who this
Yeah,
nun
right,
is.
yeah.
She's walking behind these ladies.
Yeah,
They
right.
might be running from her.
Yeah, I was
This
gonna
is
say,
very
and we're
true.
walking like
Yeah, right. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know the nun very well. I did run into a fucking terrifying guy while I was in there. I was trying to grab a little snack, and I did not find a snack. Would be
That's
the easiest
unfortunate.
way to put that.
And then you say this man terrified you?
Yes, he looked like a priest, but smelled like the Barnaby.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Barnaby, you are just like curated BO as we're running. You know what I mean? Like going through it all.
Green steam.
Yeah, but what you feel is just the distance in between. Like when you run, like when you're like full out running, there's there's that moment then that you have
I'm
like
just thinking of Wolf of Wall Street when Leo,
what part that he's running.
when he has the Quaaludes,
Oh yeah,
and he's trying to
yeah,
get
yeah,
in the
right,
car.
yeah, yeah.
Just-
And then they show the real version after. Yeah, I see exactly where you're going, but with that excess of snake, the excess of essentially your spirit animal that you have found, it's the distance in between every step when you're flat out running. Like you are off the ground in between a huge stride. It's longer. You know what I mean? It's like you're almost bounding through it.
Running like Michael Jordan.
Like a gazelle.
Yeah, exactly. You can see
Same thing.
Yeah.
you can see the where you need to go. The edge of town is actually finally now within your eyesight. You can see the railroad tracks of where you're going to end up, and all together you all hear the whistles, giving you a warning that we need to board soon.
I like just bite down on my lip and just like lean forward even harder.
passes
and
out. He's
continue.
poisoned himself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just slide in.
Now you literally have snake bites on you.
Yeah.
So if you're biting down and you're trying to force more, especially with this new extra strength that you seem to have granted yourself.
I jump over the train.
Yeah, right. Give me a strength and athletics roll.
Knocks it off.
Knock it off.
Greatest American hero learning how to fly
All right.
You said strength and what?
Athletics.
through a window.
You're okay. We'll get you dots.
Remember, you got an extra dice with the snake.
Yep.
Well, 6 and above, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So 1, 2.
Oh, that's great. As you go through like a small little gully that had been carved out from a river that is long dried up in this area, although it is quite green. There is 3 different like rivers in this particular area, but this particular part is dried up at this point. You bound over it. There's a new hunger within you. There's a new drive within you. You may have never known your sire, and you've probably never thought about the progenitor of what it is to be a gangrel, the original one. But it's almost like you hear like a drum beat, something very native happening in your mind as every single step almost starts to match that drum beat as you're starting to truly propel yourself into it. I just need one more roll of that because we're looking for 3 this time. 2 was the last one, 3. And then if you can do that, you will get there in time. If not, we're going to have to chase a train.
Oh, man.
Are you hungry for rats, by the way?
Come on, Sister Joan. Knees high. Knees high.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That extra confidence, that extra stamina, that extra thing, it's a little bit too much all at once. You didn't have any time to get used to the idea of this. And Mr. Alister and Mr. Rusty, perfectly on time, just as you're, as only Mr. Pie would make sure. They're exactly on time. Easily walk up. You do see Mrs. Rose, followed by a nun. Knees highing. She's
Before I get on the train, I would look for the guy who was taking care of the cattle.
Oh yeah, the last ones are getting on. You've seen that he has added a couple different cows. They have almost like an earring marking
the
them
ear
out that
tags.
is different. You know what I mean? And you can see that he's actually taking some as well.
Okay. Yeah, just give him a wave, tip of the hat type of thing.
Flattery. Like there's just
Yeah.
the dealings with that whole family just seem to work. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be.
I trust him because I trust Pie. So
Yeah, and also he wants to make a whole tanning idea. You know what I mean? This just seems to make sense for you.
yeah. So with that, I just step up onto the train.
All right, Honor and the nun.
For now, yeah.
All right.
As much as possible.
I'm trusting that Miss Rose knows what she's doing. For the moment, at least.
For now.
And I can always jump off the train if I have to.
All right. Yeah, you do see this also, Mr. Hayworth.
Yeah, I think I have my
Heels
eyes,
at hand.
I have my eyes scanning not for like Rose or the nun, but for the guy from now that I see that the nun has returned. I'm kind of like focused on the horizon.
Investigation and intelligence.
Right, because you met the nun.
You did,
Yeah.
but he has a pretty good idea. That's why I'm giving him that role because he already knows what he's looking for.
Right, he's looking for the Giovanni.
Yeah.
I got 2 successes. But I'm going to burn a willpower because that guy scares the shit out of me. So I'm going to knock that down.
As you look
I'm
up,
gonna bring that to 3 because I don't like that.
as
Post-it
you,
note.
yeah.
We'll post it. We'll write that down. Oh, that's too many
There's
post-its.
so many now.
No.
There really is an outrageous amount of post-it notes.
No such thing.
They are one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah.
As you look up, it's almost you're looking in the wrong direction. It's from where they were running. You were looking down the street, but it's your nose that catches that smell of burning mirth. It's that, and you look up the street of where your nose directions. Follow your nose. As you look up the street, you do see a gentleman that's in like that brown monk one slit V, like I don't know what to call that. It's a robe, but it's
robe,
not
yeah.
but it's just the most basic tied bra and.
So he's not in like priests.
No. He's like in a monk outfit.
Okay.
But what he has swinging in between every single walk is that what you find in a church.
The incense, yeah.
Yeah, the incense
censer.
as he's walking. Yeah, the censer as he walks. You can see him. You can almost hear a perverted prayer on the wind. He is walking towards the train, though.
I pull out my pocket watch to check the time. What time is it?
You got about 8 minutes before we're about to go.
Oh, I hope
No,
you-
sorry. Make that 4 minutes before you're about to go.
All right. Well, not much I can do.
Take a moment as you're looking down the sky, as if he was using you like a sight. Pierre's poof kind of appears directly behind you.
Yes. Mr. Pierre, it appears there might be a vagrant attempting to get on the train without a ticket.
That's it over there.
Just this guy's been following me. One of the local drunks.
Well, you know what? We would not want a problem here up on the train, huh?
No, we definitely want one.
We'd like to together get to the west, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last thing we want is a delay. Trust me.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, I've never killed a man in cloth before, but I've not done many things
Okay,
before.
well, I
that
didn't
was
say
okay.
you had to kill. I just was
You don't want me to kill him?
Well, you got in my face a little bit, and I figured you.
You
like-
said take care of a problem. I was trying to take care of a problem.
No,
and,
it was just you were like I felt like you were trying to like figure out what's going
so
on.
you're telling me not to kill the guy?
It's like when I'm writing a letter and you're trying to read over my shoulder. That you could just ask me what's going on.
Okay, so like more punctuation. What would you like me to do with it now?
I was just letting you know what's happening in front of my fucking eyes. That's all, yeah. That's all. I'm just letting you know what's happening.
Okay, so there's a creepy guy you want me to
Like gesturing
make
with
a
my gun.
problem. Yeah? He brings out his gun.
No, the guy over there.
No, you're just like both gesturing this way. There's no roll. He sees this and goes, "Fuck this," and like takes a turn. Like he was being more ominous. Like, I mean, he's just like,
Oh,
you
what do you
know.
know?
Yeah, right? You guys are both like now,
got
like
the
gesturing. Like there's like you see a woman faints in the background. You know, it's just. Yeah, perhaps this is a.
She got the vapors.
Yeah, she got the vapors. Yeah, for sure.
As Rose barrels on.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, well, that seems to take care of the problem.
Okay, well, good. Yeah, yeah.
Where's Mr. Collins?
I don't know. He went out on his own, didn't he?
Fucking
All right.
Did anybody happen to see which direction he went in? I don't want him to not be
In
on
the
the
background,
train.
you just see like a, you know, like where he had fallen.
Smoke coming up?
Not
Okay.
smoke, but like dust.
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. Okay, well, I would like to use fleetness to get out to get him, and then use fleetness to bring us both back to the train.
It's gonna ruin that dress.
It's fine.
Her girls fits it.
So you're just dropping off and on with your girls.
Yeah.
No explanation to anybody, and
Yeah. To go pick up the gangrel.
fantastic.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Barnaby's a fucking asshole.
Barnaby's great. You just got to get all your shit. That's all it is.
Barnaby is the drunk friend.
Exactly.
Like, no, the Uber's here. We have. Where is David?
But Barnaby, your house, you don't need the Uber.
Take my keys, bro.
All right. You're just kind of like peeking out to a possibility. You do, as you walk by, you do see the conductor, and he has out his watch. And there's like a moment as you pass.
I'm just gonna go time.
3 minutes.
Heard. And I will just beeline for the puff of dust in the distance.
Give me an athletics, and you're using fleetness.
Dexterity?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine.
Dexterity and athletics.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
way
I
that
tell
you
you
run.
exactly. Fleetness allows you to move at
Twice speed.
supernatural
essentially.
Yeah.
speeds.
You're covering twice the distance.
Bullet time.
Okay, well, that's pretty good, except for that one. We'll get rid of you. So that's 3, 4.
Nice.
Done.
100-meter
Getting there.
dash.
Yeah.
Right. You see immediately that you were right. That's where you're close enough to see him like struggling to get back up and get this thing going on. Then I need you to make me a dexterity and brawl roll.
Me?
Yep.
She went full Flojo.
Dexterity. And
As something is attempting to crash into you.
Coming in hot.
yeah. Mr. Collins.
Yeah, you look up and you can see a blurry image coming towards you in the heat.
That is no successes.
No successes. You get knocked the fuck off of your feet.
God damn it.
Yeah, I mean like a gut shot. Like
Do I do or he does?
you do.
I do. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I ran into you.
Yeah, right.
Got it.
No.
Tripping over him.
No?
No,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
no. That's
Okay.
not what happened.
Oh.
Because he'd fallen down. You're
I
running to
tripped
get
over him?
No, you're
Oh.
not to him yet. Something hit you in the side. You
Oh.
look over and you see a out of place wolf. In a snarl.
Mr. Collins.
How far am I from?
You can see this. You can
Yeah.
see both parties.
Mr. Collins, I was on my way to save you, sir.
It looks like this wolf has a mullet.
It appears that I am in need of some rescue.
It's only got like 3 teeth.
Oh, is that,
Yep.
is that what it is?
Yep.
Oh.
It has 3 teeth. Looks like it has a mullet.
And smell of catfish.
The teeth, yep, smell of catfish. It doesn't look like this wolf isn't attacking you.
No.
But this wolf has
Yeah.
stopped you from. This wolf was paying attention to what he was doing.
Yeah. I'll snarl back.
She's going to save her man.
He's waiting for her to do the right to make it himself.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I have another choice. I will draw my Derringer.
Oh, shit.
Dog just sits and looks, takes her eyes off of you, and then pans back to Barnaby, which is standing back up and running.
Standing up, looking at them and going, no. Like trying to stop their interaction from being.
All right, no problem. Let's use that extra. Now, 2 dice from the snake. It's going to be a strength, unfortunately, because this is a snake. You can't use dexterity. Strength and athletics.
Mr. Alister, I bet you $1 that they make it back on time.
Two.
I've got one of those fancy little like spectacles or the little binoculars.
It's like from the opera glasses. This is the best show I've seen in ages.
That is such an Alister thing.
Totally.
It's
Right?
perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just with the little that's on the
Yeah.
stick. You know, just-
Absolutely.
Look it over.
Rose is
And then
such a
looking
good
back
actress.
at his watch.
Oh, it appears that
He's
they've
like-
gotten
Yeah.
into some kind of situation with a toothless wolf.
You says it's
Two
to bound
yeah.
towards getting in between them, I guess.
Yeah.
The wolf kind of prowls and kind of nods appropriately, looks over to you and gives one of these. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and then takes off. Boom, boom, boom. You hear the whistle one more time. People in the train, you hear that.
Now Pierre has
You can try.
Pierre now
try.
has the binoculars.
You're just gonna leave
Yeah.
me in the dirt.
Yeah, Pierre's like, you know what? I think the wolf will make it. Where did we get the wolf?
I don't know. You get the left, I get the right.
All right. I also like one and one.
Yeah.
You are pushing. You are pushing. You are pushing.
You are pushing.
I am not. Next time your hand needs to be less bouffant, okay? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
You're lucky this is my good eye.
As you go, you can see the dust cloud coming up as if it was a Wile E. Coyote cartoon as everyone takes off.
I brought cattle on the train. I didn't bring any cattle dogs.
All right.
I know.
Your girls are looking out the window. You can feel the. This will be going around 65 miles an hour. So better get there.
Bringing attention to ourselves.
Yeah, right.
65? What is it, the Back of the Future train?
That's how fast trains go.
We trying to hit 88 and go back to fucking 1985?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it takes like a half hour.
It takes
to
a
get
while
there.
to get going, so you gotta, you know what I mean. Like this thing is starting to chug and move all that inertia.
Now
so
I gotta
as
look
you
up how
guys
fast
run-
trains go because that terrifies me.
It would be
65 miles an
steam
hour?
train
way.
though.
I've jumped on trains before. Not all of them go 60.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't know. Well, this is a magical kind of train, Thomas. The
Fair enough.
you know, this is
Thomas.
kind of Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Old steam engines got around 40.
So a dog could easily catch it.
No. Like if it was a Greyhound.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you got a
Or a magic
werewolf.
40 is
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I mean, 40 is really fucking
yeah,
fast.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
But again, it doesn't start at 40, so it's going to start
Yeah,
at
yeah.
like 5.
Yeah,
and it's probably
exactly.
going to hold that for a little bit and slowly pick up.
All right,
Well,
guys.
I mean, depending on how many cars it is, it could take up to 10 minutes before
Right,
the
yeah.
last car starts to move.
That's true.
With your fleetness, we're going to drop those successes down to 5s if you want to use it again. Is it a blood point or?
Oh shit! It is a rouse. Let me roll for the last one. I'm sorry. I should have.
Just roll for the one. I forgot it too. So you got a freebie
Okay.
the first time, but roll for this one.
Okay.
In 1938, the Mallard went 126 miles per hour.
1 or 0.
One.
That was when they
damn
threw
it.
the red stick into the.
Oh, yeah, that was
chamber.
yeah.
It's the smell. Your first time.
I'm sorry, did you say
actually-
1?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was Googling.
The first time. Oh God.
And I'm in the dirt, and now I am dirty after I just had a bath.
Yeah. Right.
My clothes are ripped.
It's the first time smelling a werewolf. They were big in London. Woo. But
Naturally.
yeah, right. But not
I
so
don't like
much
that
in New
blood
York.
dice. That one over there.
Put that one off to the side.
It's terrifying. Unlike Barnaby, it's almost comforting. Something very similar to your elk. Even though that the werewolf is not, it did hit you, didn't attack, but it did hit you, Mrs. Rose. It's a stutter step. It's a like you're a little frozen. So you're gonna make 2 rolls to get to the train instead of 1.
Okay.
Okay. So that's how we're going to play with that. It's you're unable to control your beasts in that moment and unable to use your fleetness. In fact, that's a better way to do it. Your fleetness is not accessible anymore. So no more drops to 5. Now you're just running.
Okay.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
You both are. You're going to be rolling. If you're using the extra dice, you got to use strength, and it'd be dexterity for you and athletics.
Okay.
So, strength and athletics if you want to use the extra dice, or for Rose, dexterity, athletics.
2 successes.
Okay.
Five.
You start keeping up with the wolf. You do have a moment, though,
like-
that poor
like,
Rose.
Mr.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, right. There is a moment, Mr. Collins. You do hear that behind you.
I seem to have hurt my knee and my ankle. Luckily, it's on the same leg, I suppose.
Is she not running at all?
No, she's running. She's able to pick up, but she
I'm going to
looks
pace down a little bit.
okay. No problem. It's there's if you do that because you're 1 roll away, but if you slow down, you'll be 2 rolls away. You do see that the wolf has disappeared, but you do see a Miss Thistle on the back of the train. You know, like
Yeah, she's already
waving. Roll again.
both.
Same one.
Yep.
Dexterity and athletics. Okay.
I will leave one of you here.
I know.
I know.
We are aware of that.
Yes, we know this. Fuck me. None.
Same.
Just fire all of those.
Train's going. Yeah. Believe you owe me $1.
Would her
Double or
would her
nothing.
whiskey do her any good? With her
No.
blood in it?
It wouldn't pump up anything.
Okay.
Pump up the jam.
Jams, pump them up.
Might make her feel like she's going faster. She's starting to get
Yeah.
drunk.
A,
Really
a cry from your Mr. Collins, a cry from someplace so deep, something prehistoric almost, a dangerous cry of the wild comes into your being. What is your charisma and animalism?
It'll be like 7.
All right. So that would be your beckoning, the very first time that you've ever thought of using a skill like this. Give me a roll with that. As you think I need to get there and I need to get fast.
Oh shit! You said animalism or animal kin? Fuck.
Animalism.
Nah, that's gonna be a little less. This will be 5.
Okay?
But do you get one because of the snake?
No, that's just a new skill. That's a skill.
Still 5's okay.
Oof.
-1.
Here, we'll just put this big old
Yeah, let's
bowl of dice in front of us.
You pick whatever
We'll just-
dice you want
Yeah,
out of
we'll-
that
we'll sit
from
those
now
over
on.
here.
You go ahead
There
and
you go.
get yourself an
Yeah.
extra biscuit.
The
God damn it.
the train takes off.
You black and blue.
You
Feels
are
appropriate.
not there, and it starts steaming off in the direction of the west where you guys want to go. And this is exactly where we're going to take our break.
Yeah, I'm sure you need one.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Now you're on.
Welcome back to Vampires and Vitae. Apparently, getting on the church on time is hard for everybody.
Vampires slow ass running apparently.
Hey, we're all on the train. Whoa.
Oh my god.
That is not
We
what
made
happened.
it.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next?
You guys,
New dice?
No.
Did you change over? Did you change over?
I even pre-rolled,
There
which
we
I
go.
never do.
Yeah, you guys have a moment of stopping, and you do see Thistle like wave. You didn't pass your test, man. Thought this would be a better choice. You hear in your voice, in your head.
Unless you're going to be help, I need you to be quiet right now.
Why didn't you call something fast to help you?
Oh, I'm thinking about it.
I felt you try. I also felt you fail.
I can try again.
You can. You're binocular to binocular. You know what I mean? You're watching all this happen. I mean, like you can.
I'm starting to move towards the back of the train.
All right, fair enough. So you're going through the Lady of Flowers. Are you gonna?
All that bullshit.
Yeah, right. So you knock. Yeah, right.
But I just kick off my boots.
Yeah.
All right,
before
as
I
you go
and
through,
just barefoot.
and barefoot through. You do see. I mean, you catch a glimpse of the lovely lady and her handmaidens. Like they're exactly ready for company. So there's a you know, you hear that. As you-
Sorry, ladies.
Yeah, right.
It's an emergency.
Into your cattle car. Into the next. You have 2 cattle cars. First time you've gone further back, you finally get to a door that is locked.
Door urgently.
A very businesslike man opens the door. You see he has a black eye.
Sir, do you mind if I cut through your car? I have a bit of an emergency in the back here. Trying to help some friends who've missed the train.
It's a bad time to be here. I am currently taking care of my misgivings with my people. You can see that like people are being like flogged. Like they misbehaved. They got into a row.
Sir, I don't really care about your personal business. I just need to pass through the car.
Give me a charisma and etiquette roll.
Charisma, etiquette. Ooh. That's 2 old dice.
Right? Me
I'm
too.
sweating so much that dice are sticking.
And as he's rolling, where are you headed, Mr. Hayworth? Or are you doing anything?
I'm just watching.
Watching, right?
I got 3.
There is
3 successes.
On 2 dice.
There is a red cable that I can pull to emergency stop this train, and I am looking at it, and I am like, I swear to God, if I have to pull this,
Time is not your friend when it comes to your current commitment to the book.
it's currently not too late, so I am just going to see how this plays out for a little bit. I have nothing I can do.
You have read some newspapers, 3 successes, of this new culture that has joined America, that they take posturing when asking like a request. You know what I mean? Like, and it dawns on you. You saw like the incline of a back. You don't know what that means culturally, but like you've seen a picture of someone bowing. That dawns on you in 3.
So I give him a slight bow.
He's taken aback. Most people don't pay these people any care or respect, you know, or obviously a rancher. You're dressed nice golden buttons on the to try to mimic their culture. He takes very, very personally and respectfully. Well, my name is Strike. It is a longer conversation that we need to have later. But, hey, passes. You see like bad punishments being taken out to his men.
Yeah, I'm not giving 2 fucks at this
Yeah,
point.
right. You sprint through.
Thank you, Mr. Strike.
Something you do.
Call me Walt.
Is like he seems very embarrassed that you've caught him punishing his men. His front is that they are disciplined, that they are,
Right.
you know, like, but, you know, men on time off. Think about, like, you're a military man, right? Navy. Think about guys on shore leave. That's essentially what you had. You know what I mean? They, you know, they all went out and
Oh, I know what
caused
they
some,
do on shore leave.
yeah, right, yeah, caused some bullshit. And, like, this is essentially back in the barracks of, like, the problem. And he's embarrassed to allow you to see this, you know. Gestures through. There's 2 cars of this. The men are only in the front, but you do see rails and spikes and, you know, pieces of lumber, and I mean, like, everything to make the railroad function the way that it is.
Right.
There is a moment that dawns on you that it's just like, wow, there is so much. There's so many pieces. You see building materials and everything else that is going. So you
We've
continue
got
to.
Alister's cars of supplies.
Oh, yeah, supplies too. Yeah, so this is at the tail end of it. You know what I mean? Like, as you continue to run through 1, 2, 3, 4 cars, no one interrupts you at that point. All the guys were in that first one. You do get to the last.
As I'm running through, would I be able to grab some rope, like a hank of rope just hanging up on the wall somewhere?
Yeah, there would be all kinds of construction materials. Rope would be, at this point of time period, you'd need to create an A-frame, and you know what I mean? Like, yes, there would be thick rope.
So as I'm going
Build a
through, if I
motorcycle.
spot one,
Yeah,
and square wheels.
Ka-kunk, ka-kunk, ka-kunk.
I would grab a hank of rope and just sort of throw it over my shoulder as I'm going through.
All right, you get to the very last car, and you see Miss Thistle. Catfish. Hi.
Ma'am, how are you doing?
Well, I'm watching a prodigy die.
Well, try to prevent that from happening.
Why do you want to help him? If he can't catch the damn train himself, why the hell do you think I should give? You see her catch herself.
I consider him a friend. I also consider that young lady a friend, and I would like to see both of them get to their destination. They have plans. They have things they would like to do.
Have you ever seen a dog give birth?
Plenty of times. Been there, helped it.
Then you know that not all the pups make it because there's only so many nipples.
Understood. So, are you just concerned in one of these two?
Primarily.
Which one?
Yeah, the one that keeps on screwing up. But trust me, he can live.
Did she just say I don't get a nipple?
yeah. She just called me a screw up.
So, as we're talking, I'm tying a lasso into this rope.
All right.
Very well
Watching
then.
The world does provide. I'm just letting them fail if they're not meant to be.
How far back is Rose?
We're talking about getting on a quarter of a mile now.
Oh yeah, I don't have rope like that.
But I mean, yeah, we're gonna jump right back and see what his plan is first.
Well, I was planning on trying to rope her, but quarter mile is pretty far.
Pretty far. They're gonna have to get close to you.
Yeah. I guess we'll just have to see how this goes, Miss Doe.
So how many feet of rope do you have? You can just let it
500
drag.
feet. Yeah, I mean, about 500 feet. Is that an exceptional amount of rope? 500 feet. What would it
For the amount of equipment?
No, I'm
No,
thinking probably about
20
100.
feet, maybe 100 feet.
50 to 100.
1,
100,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coils. Right, would be a pretty standard. 7 or 8 coils would be pretty hefty.
2-foot coils
2 foot. So yeah, So we're talking about
or meter coil.
Yeah, that's only 16 feet.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. I'm telling you, it's not.
It's not that much, but yeah, you can drag it
Realistically.
behind. Or you could
Yeah,
catch
that's-
one.
Could
That's-
lasso somebody.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Yep.
How far back is Barnaby?
Oh, they're standing like still
Oh,
together, about a quarter mile.
Okay.
And by standing, he does mean running like the
Running,
Dickens.
standing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Slow
like,
running.
but like you guys had come up to a
Yeah.
moment and been like, shit, you tried to do a thing and you know it just didn't work. You know. All right, cool. That's where we're gonna leave you there.
Yep.
You're looking at a little stoppage of the line, Mr. Hayworth.
Yeah.
Yep. You do hear Pierre go, hey, you know, let them die.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies.
Well, I don't know. I also invested. I mean, were you guys associates before?
It is important to build allies in an area where everyone is a stranger. You can only do so much alone.
So how do you like these guys and not the guy in the weird robe thing?
Because I think that they are honest. I can trust them, at least at face value.
Yeah. I can tell you one thing. I'm not getting off of this damn train to go save them.
I didn't ask you to.
It's good as long as we understand each other. Eh?
But if I have to stop the train, it's my train to stop here.
Oh, dicks are out again.
He looks at you.
Give me a
as-
goddamn binocular.
Yeah, right?
I get both eyes.
Yeah, right, yeah. You do. You take it from him, and now you're he goes, kiss her, what will be, will be. And he's going to walk to his compartment, thinking that you are absurd for caring this much about people that can't even catch a train.
That's fair. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah. Neither are we.
Yeah, the strike of a match and a Pia Poof moment as he walks to his car, and he shall leave you at that with your own problems.
God, I really wish I hated that guy.
Did you say you really wish you hated him?
That's even better.
That's wonderful. All right. Back to the story at hand.
Yeah.
Continue to sprint. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
about
right.
all we can do, right?
So I'm gonna close my eyes and
Okay.
kind of just think to the last conversation that I had with Belle
Okay.
and see if I can kind of re-engage that, if I can reach out to her somehow.
Ooh, that's interesting.
We already have a bond.
Connection.
Yep.
And it's two-way.
Yep.
Means no roll.
Yep.
Telepathic. It is. It's not verbal, right? It is telepathic. You're talking in each other's minds. I don't think it specifies what the distance is.
Well, no, and once the Bon Familius thing has happened, which it has, both with the cow and the snake,
Yeah. Then you have it.
then
okay.
the next level doesn't need to be. There's
And
no
a quarter
routes check
mile's
on it.
not that far. I could yell at somebody. A
Yeah.
quarter
Right.
mile.
All right. Yeah. Yep.
I live my mile.
Very interesting.
Quarter mile.
Not at
Yeah,
all what I
we
thought
heard
was
that
going to
drunk
happen.
argument last
Yeah.
night across the street
Yes.
here.
That's
So
it. Yeah. Right. All right.
it was
Yes.
fun. It was fun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear Bell like the ding ding go mustache.
Yes. Belle. Hi.
Sup.
Wait. Like, new phone. Who did?
Yeah.
This is Bell.
We're in trouble. Need your help. About a quarter mile behind the train. Can you offer any assistance or reach out to Rusty and see if he can help us?
Nice farmer with good hat.
Yes. He's good to you.
He ran past me.
Can you join him?
Fuck it.
Cows, fuck it.
Yeah, right.
Got nothing better to do.
I would think that you guys could see me and Thistle on the back of the train.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
I got my eyes closed currently, so I don't see anything.
Oh, yeah.
So what no one sees is this very honorable man trying, like, yelling at his people, like up and down, like dressing them down. All of a sudden, a cow, boom! I mean, like, boom! One door, boom! Another door, boom! Another door. Like,
Belle, watch your shoes. Watch your shoes.
yeah, right,
Ding,
right.
ding,
Yeah, right, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Ding,
The,
ding.
the bell just going. So behind her is the bowl with the two. You know what I mean? Like,
longhorn.
yeah, right. The longhorns behind it, but she's taking the doors. I mean, cows are stupidly powerful if they
Oh, yeah.
want to be. So just taking it down. You hear this even over the sound of the train. You hear doors exploding behind the weight of this angry
What the
heifer.
hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then all of a sudden, boom! Your prize
Your prize heifer.
your prize heifer shows up. Bang, 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 bang. Fucking. And behind her, just a confused mate. You know, with the two, things.
I did look it up, and they can run about 36 miles per hour.
Cows are crazily powerful. Why do you think Diablo has a secret cow level?
What the hell are my cows doing here?
If a cow could shrug, you can't talk to them, right?
No, no,
Yeah,
I,
right?
No, you
I
can't.
have animal ken, but with them, but it not like he does.
Yeah.
Right.
No. With nice man.
Yeah. Can you jump off the train and come get us? I'll tell nice man you were nice to us.
Mr. Collins, running is much easier with your eyes open.
I'm busy. I'm busy right now.
As he hits a cactus. Like you see the cow like kind of like
The snake scene for me now.
Tell Belle you'll let her fuck the bull.
Oh, trust me, it's in here right now. I'm like, I will get you fucks. Lots of it.
fast.
facilitate.
Slower, yes. Can't probably break leg now. Slower train jump. I mean, like you couldn't convince her to. That'd be so dangerous for her. It'd be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what. Why don't you give me a manipulation and leadership?
Now reaching over like patting her
Yeah,
on
right.
the shoulders. I'm like, Belle, back up, please. Come on,
was
come on,
gonna
honey.
beat
It's
that
too
up.
fast.
Yeah, she's like pawing and just like trying to figure out the risk reward scenario.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on here, but you need to stay on the train.
One success.
I mean, it's a cow. Yeah, one success beats the intellect of a cow.
Probably be able to.
I mean, like, yeah, we're not talking about a human here. I mean, like, you see your cow as you know how cats like stretch out before they make the pounce, and she little do things with her hooves and like jumps, and you see the bull behind her just like no, because he's not jumping because you don't have a conversation. He's just trying to make sure that the prettiest girl just killed herself essentially. All right, I'm not going to put it in my hands.
Of course you're not.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if you've. No, you asked. All right, you're looking.
Do you want the dice tower?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know if that fits in the dice.
It does.
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a regular.
you're looking to beat a 12, man. Like if she breaks her leg or not.
Fuck. It's a low number.
13.
It isn't.
All right.
Yeah,
right. So like the cow, like both legs, go straight out, and you swear to God, you almost hear the stud with the things go. Damn, I'm gonna fuck that, you know. I mean, as the super cow streams over,
Horny animals.
cow to the rescue starts galloping towards you.
Yes. Belle, great job.
Better fuck, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not fucking the cow.
And that's where the term "the cow jumped over the moon" came from.
Yeah.
you
See the moon setting on the horizon.
Yeah, right. You have not met Belle yet. Actually, you have because you stole the guy. You had no idea that Belle was special, but you just saw a cow explode from the back of your.
Curiouser and curious.
Yeah, right.
And the plot thickens.
Yeah,
This
Problem
is
is,
a good
how the
play.
fuck
Yeah,
do we
right.
get the cow
What's
back
this?
on the
What's
train?
thistle?
You got a
yeah,
lasso.
right. You know, Thistle's there, and
You
she
got a
like
lasso and you're a
reaches in,
brouhaha.
and she's like rolling a joint.
2,000 pound cow.
Yeah, right,
If
yeah.
anyone can, a brouhaha can.
Yeah, right. Like you, like Thistle
Get
just
around
like
the waist and
passes
just-
you the joint, and it's just
around.
like that's some crazy bullshit. Yeah. Right.
This is where your rope will come in handy. Tie it to
I'm not smoking rope.
Are you going to mount a cow?
Yes.
Not in the way you're thinking. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, there goes my fucking party.
Yeah.
My bull
But
will
it's
be
season
very
3. Cows
disappointed.
fuck,
Yes, as we learned.
but we don't fuck cats.
I had no idea that cows would be this important to my story. All right. So, like she kind of like leans down to get on, and like, you know, there is a collar on her because there's a bell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she's got a rope.
All right.
I grab on and
Hand down to Miss Rose.
Yep.
Yep.
It's just her and
Climb
I,
up.
yep. And we're on.
For the very first time in Western history,
2 vampires are riding a heifer.
not just that, but like, you know how like horses rein up?
Yeah.
She.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Ba-bump, ba-bump.
Mr. Collins, you keep the strangest company.
Getting closer and closer. How fast can cows run?
36 miles per
Yep.
hour.
Catching up to a train that has not hit top speed yet. So yeah, you are catching up to the train, and you're seeing this this.
I don't know, ma'am. I've never seen this before either.
Some wild shit.
We definitely have a story to tell now.
Barnaby has his hat off.
Yeah. All right, Barnaby, Rusty, it's coming down to you. You want to use that rope?
Yeah, I'll try to rope
Tie it to the
cow
steers.
to sort of reel her in. Yeah, good idea. And then I could tie it onto the steer around him and
I
have him help
love
pull,
this
so
idea.
I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about my strength.
Yep, I love this idea.
I got the strength of half a fucking train.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just towing.
Throw, dexterity, and athletics.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear God.
You're,
There we go.
you're
His
see,
sweaty palms are back.
yeah, right.
It's
Like
Alister,
between my
you
fingers.
are watching this, and you swear from wherever Pierre is, like you heard a little giggle when you saw the cow. You know, he's like, ooh, magnifica.
I got nothing. Unless I was looking for fives.
You see it for a second hit the rails behind it. You see a little bit of fray in that rope.
Rapid reflexes. Can I catch it?
Behind.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Give me a dexterity and athletics roll.
Dexterity and athletics. Okie dokie.
For 3 though, because he missed. So compounding interest.
Okay. You don't want any celerity in there?
Now your 1 kind of canceled your shit.
There's no ones there. 3 successes.
Yeah, that's enough.
Nice.
That's enough.
I didn't have any ones either. I just had all 4s and 5s.
So behind you, as you're holding on to the collar, right? Like your hand went up, and you were like, "I probably should have caught that." And then Rose, with her hand, does catch the lasso around the neck, around the collar.
What I'll do is I'll grab it and I'll like pull it around my back and then like grab onto Barnaby's belt, like pants.
You're gonna leave
no, no,
Belle?
no.
I'm yelling to you, put it on the cow.
I am the cow. No, okay. I was just.
You're not a cow, my beautiful wife. You're not allowed to be mean to yourself. You're the sexiest woman in the world I know.
Okay, gross. But no, because what I was thinking was just to keep the rope tight to keep us up with the train. But if it's specifically to tie on to Belle,
Yeah,
then
I mean, like, yes, prodigious strength you have,
yeah.
but not enough to, with your leg muscles, hold and bring a cow forward. You know what I mean? Like, you need to tie it to the cow.
All right, tie it together.
Yeah, it's an 1,800-pound
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah, we're talking about like, how girls do that leg press thing. We're talking about like that would squish the cow before it would.
Suzanne
I was
Summers.
say the only girl that does that is Suzanne Summers. I don't think anybody else does that.
That's such an old reference.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah, Suzanne Summers. Wow.
Her
Well,
commercial.
we are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
old guys here.
Yep. All right. So you do like around the collar, around the underneath the.
Am I in on this?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
I
I-
can
so-
even hand you the rope
So
if you want.
so we can do it either way.
Yeah. I'll give him the rope.
Yeah. It'll just if you tie it to yourself, it'd be you being brought by the train. I mean, it was just fine if that's your choice.
Don't lose the cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that the cow was keeping pace with the train at this point was what I was understanding. So that's why I was.
I mean,
She's got to get back on.
Yeah.
We got to get her on. So I grabbed the rope and then underneath from basically her like midsection, like where a cattle, like where a
You know what? This would
saddle
be
would go.
this would be a great combined thing.
Yeah.
Like actually, I can. So if you want the rope, you could toss it underneath her midsection, and then I'd allow a Rose to catch it.
Okay.
Yeah, you got rapid reflex.
Right. So, and rapid reflex, I would allow that to be. So we're going to bring your successes down to 5.
While they're
Dexterity and
doing
athletics.
that, I want to talk to Miss Thistle and say, ma'am, would you mind me helping me with something? This railing we got here, if we could knock the top of it down, it might act as a ladder so the cow might be able to get back up onto the train.
Not bad. Good
And
smart.
Can I like kind of inside my head talk to the snake? Any help I can get here to help me get this rope where it needs to be?
He gives you strength and dexterity.
I know. I got that, but I don't have athletics, so because I'm not very
Yeah,
athletic.
make him come off your arm and slither around the cow and do
Yeah.
it himself.
It's
No,
not.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
What he has is he has the ability to impact your strength and your survival and one more off the top of my head. Sorry, he doesn't. He can't access your dexterity or your athletics.
I got 4 successes.
For success, that's huge. So the catch happens. You just need to throw.
And it's gonna be 5s. I got 1 success.
All right, there we go.
Nice, Jesus Christ.
Christ. Now you have a good way to do it. You want to knock this thing down. Yep, with a werewolf and a vampire pushing on a piece of metal, that's not hard to do. It starts dragging behind. You can see the sparks sparking off of the actual rails itself.
Tying the other end of the rope around the bull.
Yeah. Well, you don't speak to bulls, but you could.
The bull knows what's going on.
Yeah.
He wants to save his girlfriend,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
He wants
No,
to
I'm just-
fuck.
So like around the horns.
No, around his neck, so it's not gonna come off. He's got the muscles to hold it.
Right.
And just smack him on the nose and point back.
Nice.
You feel that extra piece. And guys, that was a really good plan. I'm just going to give it to you. And I'll let Tyler narrate what it looks like. 'Cause unfortunately, Tyler got left out of this awesome plan.
No, I'm good. I'm just here.
So what does it look like when they
got his
drag
hand on
cow,
the red rope.
cow back up
Yeah.
to the thing?
Well, I mean, Alister can't see it.
Yeah, you can't. Well,
I mean, once he gets back, I think he sees what's happening, but once he gets
directly
towards
behind the train.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to see
No, I
it.
was just having some fun. I thought you'd have a good time narrating. So, like, as the train continues to pull, you do feel like her steps are even further and further and further, going faster. Kind of like what you felt when you were being bounded with that extra strength for this from it. You see, poor Belle is trying to get directly in line, being dragged by a huge beast behind her. The speed of the train and everything finally getting up to speed. It's the final hooves do get up, and you see yourselves walk up to the train itself. Thistle goes, "That was a shitty way to do it."
I consider it making an entrance.
Hey, we're here. We're on time now.
But Miss Thistle, he did do a good part in helping with that.
I'm here. We're here.
Big old clap on your back almost sends you off the now no guardrail at the very end
Yeah.
of it.
I just want to know why the hell my cows are up here.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. I don't know how much I want to give out.
Have you ever seen a cow lick something?
Yeah.
That big O tongue? As Belle comes up,
I've-
gives you a big lick.
I have received those licks before.
Yep. And
I like Bill.
Oh my
Thank you.
goodness.
Bleh.
more animalism.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys start having a peter it out conversation, you'd have to walk past.
Yeah. So before
With
we
two cows and-
before we start moving back through the train, I do have to give you all a little bit of warning. There's some activities that are going on in a couple of these cars, and I gave the gentleman in charge my word that we would not be concerned with these activities. Some of these things may even look like torture, but we can have a conversation about it later. I will have a conversation with this gentleman later on. We've already agreed upon that. But if you would do me the favor of not commenting or gawking as we go through those cars, and you will understand when we get there. I'd really appreciate it.
I've perfected the ability to walk with my eyes closed at this point.
He has. It's amazing.
You are an incredible man, Mister Mr. Collins.
I have my day.
So you, Thistle, Rose, and Barnaby, and 2 cows.
Strolling back through the train.
We're not even to the west yet.
So good.
At least the cows didn't have to go through the Lady of Flowers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Make your way back.
Squib would not have liked that.
Yeah.
Make your way
Well, that's
back.
right. They don't have to go that far. I was. That's good.
Miss Bell, and what are we just going to call him? Horny? What do you want to name your cow?
I don't know.
Number 1.
Stag?
Angus.
Taurus.
Angus.
Angus? I like Angus.
Yeah,
Let's go,
Angus. There you go.
Go
Angus for the win.
Everyone is put back very properly.
Belle gets extra pats and scritches.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The door,
Specifically, go get food for her.
the door opens to the Lady of Flowers area.
I will step through first because each side does have the area where you can remove your shoes and stuff. And I'm sure Squib is there.
He is.
Mr. Squib, I have a bit of a situation. My feet are filthy from running through the cow cars, and I do not have my shoes.
Understandable. Goes and picks up your boots. Now he's at a loss because
Right, now I've
both
got
are
my
dirty.
shoes.
Yeah, right. Both are dirty. Well, you're just gonna have to stay here.
Is there any way you could bring me a washcloth or something to clean my feet with?
Gestures
You know,
toward
I-
the tub. You know, I mean,
I'd like to be respectable, so.
over time and tribulation, and I just worked out a cow problem. Yes, after time and tribulation, for the breath of remedy, we find a way through that particular
Yeah,
train.
so we can all make it through.
Yes, yes.
So Alister is definitely in his study,
Yep.
just drinking some whiskey.
And these 4 individuals walk into your room, Mr. Alister.
You know, time management is a very important skill that I think we should all learn.
Give me a wit and awareness, Alister.
While he's doing that, I'm reaching into my inner pocket, pulling out my wallet, pull out a dollar bill, and hand it to Mr. Alister.
Because you lost the bet.
Mr. Alister, I believe this belongs to you because I lost the bet.
Thank you.
Puts it in his empty
Pierre,
drop
I
box.
owe you $1.
Uh-huh.
I just, I got 1 success on my wits and awareness.
It's enough to see a brand new, beautiful, sparkling tattoo on Mr. Collins. You also notice the ripped dress from Miss Rose.
Dirty.
Yeah. Just not pleased.
I feel like a lot has happened in a very short amount of time.
Definitely an unfortunate series of events.
Yes.
You look like you.
I feel
Yeah.
just as bad.
Okay.
I like him.
I'm going to assume that you just got wasted and got a new tattoo.
It's not what that's not what it looks like.
So you didn't get a new tattoo.
Again,
you're not
as I
fucked up.
told Rusty, this may be a conversation for another time.
Okay, all right. Well, everyone's on the train, so that's good. Miss Rose, you might want to take a bath.
I just had one.
It doesn't smell that way, dear.
I think that might be me.
Well, I thought you always smelled that way.
Not on purpose.
You hear a knock on your door.
Yes?
It seems like you guys have had quite a interesting stop. The Lady of Flowers is presenting herself.
She coming from her car?
Her card.
Yes, it appears my associates got into a bit of a time constraint, but they made it on the train, and I guess that's what's important. So
Well,
we're on time.
Just keep saying it.
seems to be important to you, Mr. Hayward.
More than you know.
How about I provide my tub? A little bit of relaxation.
I'll take it.
I'm going first.
Yeah, because they're not going to change that water.
Yeah, right.
Okay. For your help, Rose. Absolutely.
Okay. I promise to be quick. And she is.
You're left with two handmaidens. She leaves. You can follow her if you'd like, Alister or Walt as well. But she's going up the car, you know what I mean, just to give freedom. But she left her handmaidens with you.
Okay. No problem. It's probably pretty easy to get out of this torn up dress
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
You see one very dutiful, one. You don't know if she just feels like this task is demeaning to her or
Yeah.
just not thrilled about the idea.
Yeah.
As they like scrub your arm and do the whole thing.
I'm like, girls, you don't. It's fine. I can take care of it.
No. Apparently we have to.
Well, could you go a little more gentle? It doesn't have to take my skin off of my body. Just the dirt.
Scrub. You know. That continues. When you come in, the same service isn't going to be provided.
No,
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not watching that.
What? It's
You
like
know?
one of those Witcher scenes.
Yeah, right.
All right.
No, you don't have to push A 1,000 times to get extra health. So that goes on for about 20 minutes. Everyone's just scrubbed up. You guys are kind of left to your own devices. You do know that the Lady of Flowers is not in her car. What would you like to do?
I would like to ask Rose why. Why
What happened?
the nun?
Well,
Everything else. It's
have you ever tried to say no to a nun?
all the time.
Yeah. It didn't go so well for me this time.
I find it works pretty well.
But she was insistent on being part of this new venture of ours in the West, and I couldn't come up with a good enough reason to discourage her enthusiasm.
You are aware of the church's influence on our kind.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I suffer some of them as well.
Well, I had the pleasure of perusing a couple of those rooms, and they are not great to be surrounded by.
Well, all that I can tell you right now is that she doesn't seem to be a typical woman of the cloth. She is very clearly a bit of an alcoholic.
I also met a man that was not typical of the cloth. And
Yeah,
that was also not great.
Kind of terrifying man.
Oh, you met him.
It is, yeah, I sure did.
Widow's
He invited
Peak.
me to dinner,
Good.
which I didn't go to because I had to catch a train and see how well that went.
I waved a gun at him, so that was cool.
Yeah.
You were at the train.
What's that?
You were at the train. You left.
Yes. Yes. Well, and I hate the thoughts of any of us being left behind. And when I saw
Me too. It would be tragic. Absolutely.
Mr. Collins, having
Collins is still in the bath.
yeah, having trouble in his situation, I
Rubber
simply
ducky.
felt that I had to help.
Yes, I did everything I could myself.
Stared at a cord.
Yes. Yes, we saw you on the back of the train helping. That was very thoughtful.
Had you failed utterly,
Yes.
I would have had to stop the train,
Yes.
which is a big deal.
Yes.
It didn't come to that, but I would have stopped the train.
But it's your train.
It is.
So it wouldn't.
I've rented the train. I don't own it. I'm leasing the train.
Oh, all right. I was under the impression that you had purchased the train.
I have purchased the train in the sense that I've guaranteed the train will go where I need it to go when I need it to get there. And in order to have done that, the contract must be adhered to down to the second.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, there are no more stops between here and our destination, so
Supposedly.
you need not worry.
Well, it gets dangerous, but I think Rusty here would be able to shed some light on that.
Yes,
There
it
are
does.
no stops unless there are
And this is when the door opens and a steamy, in a towel, Barnaby Collins enters the room.
With my hat still on.
What?
Naturally.
I never
Yes.
took my hat off.
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing else on.
Yeah.
Just
Sure.
And spurs.
the naked gang roll.
You're now part of this conversation.
Mr. Collins, I never would have guessed. Congratulations.
Swing low, sweet chariots.
Cannon,
He's,
Colin is blessed.
he's holding a washcloth, but
In
it's
fact,
not
if
covering.
that's since you guys did it, that's where the end of the rattlesnake tail goes. That's the end of the tattoo.
I was gonna say
Dings.
it's just my rattlesnake.
Yeah, right there you go.
Is that what you named it?
And the tip of his dick starts to shake.
Oh, interesting.
What a
How
party trick.
interesting.
It took me months to learn that trick. No,
The control.
yeah. Well, I mean, you're entering the room.
Hey everyone.
Good evening,
Mr. Collins.
Mr. Collins.
Would you mind putting some clothes on, sir?
Yeah.
There's a lady present.
I definitely don't
Rose
mind.
turns around. What?
Yeah, let me
You know her line of work, right, Rusty?
I do, but it's still it's part of etiquette. Being
Habit.
public.
I do appreciate the thought.
I think finally you do take your
I'm
hat
pretty sure I
off and
saw
just.
a nun's tit.
Yeah. Well, the hat drops. Like I kind of go, oh, the hat drops, and I reach down and get it, and give him the full back
The
view,
full back.
and then put the hat and cover up.
Fair enough.
Now, speaking of etiquette, I'm pretty sure I saw that nun's tits.
See what I mean? She's not normal. So I really she
Well,
could be
as
in-
long as she's not like the guy who I think
No.
wanted to wear my skin.
No, I don't believe so.
But the nun is with you.
Pardon?
The nun is with
The
you.
nun
The
is
nun?
with her,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Who is this
Part
nun
of-
you
We
speak
visited.
of?
Part of a-
Did I miss something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
we visited a nunnery of sorts.
There's a
and
nun on the train. Like,
There's a
holy
nun
In our
on the
car.
train. In the car.
actually, she should be into clothes similar to what me and my girls do wear. So she may be a little harder to distinguish moving forward.
And we brought her on for.
I could not tell you.
Her insistence. And I figure it may not help. I mean, it may not hurt.
No, we have a
What
motley
you
crew.
what you would know, Mrs. Rose, is that there very few things can hide outside of the Camarilla. Part of her nunnery is a dip into that darker diffusion when
Yeah.
it comes to walking away from them.
Yeah. Since we, Mr. Hayworth, have decided to turn our backs on the established, it may behoove us to make sure that we collect these misfits along the way. You never know when they're going to come in handy.
Excellent. So great. I walk over and I add another name to the ledger.
Joan, if you need to write it down.
yeah,
I
Joan.
just put none.
None. Habit. God, that would have been a better name. Should have named her Habit.
Yeah.
Where has Miss Thistle gone?
Up the car. I mean, after she was just seeing if he could survive. Because if he hadn't made it to the train, the snake would have eventually killed him.
So she like going to her room in the sleeper car, or is she going to dining?
Oh, she's
Because
a
I would
bar.
go look for her.
Yeah, she's a bar chick, so she's barfly. She's going to be at the bar.
Oh, Barnaby, that reminds me, we're going to need to have a conversation. I've got a job for you.
Sounds good.
As you start walking towards Miss Thistle, you do hear a earth-shattering scream coming from the dining car.
Quicken my pace.
It was Thistle.
What do I see?
When you walk in, you see
There's no booze.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Two handmaidens holding Mrs. Orchid. Blood coursing out of her neck.
Oh shit!
Trying to stop the blood. You can see the one that was, not that you knew, you see one of the handmaidens like crying over the other one. The other one's almost like a little flabbergasted, can't really understand it. The blood, such a a moment you haven't smelt flesh blood like that. You're a feeder of heifer. It's hard to have a neck puncture and not have any kind of reaction to
Right.
it. Thistle does stop you though, as a second of trying to hold you back. There's a moment of glare and like, you good?
I'm good, ma'am. What happened?
I just arrived, and it's just like chaos is ensuing. You see Chip come from behind the bar as the last croaks of Miss Orchid scream out into the night. You hear the last parts of a heartbeat.
Did anyone else hear that?
I'm looking around the car. Like,
the-
can somebody tell me what happened here?
You see Chip coming up. He's got bottles in his hands. Obviously, he'd gone to a storeroom. No one else in that room. All like you, the handmaidens were in the middle of a task. You need to ask all these questions, obviously.
Right.
But it just appears that the Lady of Flowers have just been murdered. Last her.
There's one less heartbeat on this train.
Okay, so I guess I would walk up to the front of the train.
The smell of blood wafting through all of the cars.
Yeah, that's going to affect you all more than me.
Yeah.
I'm good. I just ate.
Barnaby's dressed.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we just all get to the dining cart and arrive at the scene. Would anybody care to explain what I'm looking at here?
The poor dwarf shows up.
That's what I've been trying to figure out, Mr. Allison.
You see that one handmaiden is still just holding like this dead body at this point, just weeping.
What does the wound look like?
Well, give me intelligence and investigation. Any of you
Can I
can, if
also
you'd
look
like.
at it?
Yeah, you can all look around the car. This is
Intelligence and what?
investigation.
Can I specifically roll intelligence and medicine to see if this is like a bloodletting situation that went wrong?
Sure.
I got nothing.
What you see the most is just the handprints of the handmaiden. Essentially, it's just like she just can't let this. There's a strong connection between this particular handmaiden. and
Just
the other.
one success.
2.
0.
0. 2 successes. How many? 1,
2.
2. So
I had 1.
1, 2. With the 1 success, you see that it appears to be a slash, like a single knife. 2, you smell poison in the wound, as if someone wasn't just comfortable enough of making sure that they died. They wanted to make sure even if they just scratched her, they'd still die.
Got it.
The train continues to pull forward.
There's poison in that wound, gentlemen.
Pierre comes up and goes, "Hey, thought we were safe, huh? What is we found the most beautiful," he goes, "woman on the train?
Can I ask my friend about the poison?
The snake? That's what he's there for."
So I kind of get a little closer again,
Mm-hmm.
and just in my head, of course, with him. Your thoughts on this?
Touch the blood.
Touch it. Can I
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Touch it.
I just touch the.
You
blood.
see the handmaiden does begin to swat you away, almost like in a shock, and then just
I just nod to
allows.
her, kind of
yeah,
give her
right, yeah.
reassurance.
Mystical, not normal poison. He goes, "Not made by animal, made with reason, not made by anything alive, made by something dead."
Yeah.
The biggest thing that you pick up, Alister, is the handmaiden. The other one maybe is shocked, but there's a little bit too much love being directed towards this loss.
Okay.
Are we by? Everybody's still in the room.
Yeah,
Handmaidens.
yeah. People
All
are
of
starting.
us.
People are starting to fill into this ridiculous thing. Obviously, this train is not going to stop for anything. So you do see, even from the far back, the gentleman that Mr. Strike has made his way up. You do see Mr. Shovel has made his way down. You You see Pierre has poked his head in.
Alister, do you know if there's a doctor on those train?
I think we're beyond doctors.
Yes, but they may offer insights.
We're in the dining car.
The dining car.
Can I take a one of the tablecloths and just kind of cover her up a little bit, just
Yeah.
to kind of.
Yeah. You see Chip is kind of beside himself, like he's finally put down the bottles, and he's just like, don't know what to do. He's mortal, may be very vigilant, but he may have seen a lot of things, but he doesn't really deal with death at a very long time. Yeah. Someone said, doctor.
It would seem that we have a casualty here, sir.
Big round glasses
And
comes through.
perhaps you could offer some insights as to
Well, perhaps I can.
the type of weapon or
Cause
if
of death.
there was a weapon. Yes, cause of death.
Like a white, very tight suit. She's like, perhaps I can help you. Yes? No?
Well, you tell me.
I get closer to Alister.
Okay.
Just getting
Just for sure.
positioning my spot.
He goes, Benson? Little friend comes up, very similar shirt, just not nearly as nice and clean and everything else. I said, need my bag. And that as well, we're going to leave you this week. Thank you so much for joining us up at Vampires and Vitae. And always remember, take that big bite out of life.
Oh.